Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to United View. Welcome to another road trip up to Old Trafford to take on Burnley. What do I even say? What do I even say to not get in trouble? What do I even say so we can all be on the same page? What do I even say about how important it is to win this game? I don't know. I think it goes without saying, innit? I think that is one thing that all Man United fans are going to agree on this weekend and beyond, but specifically today, is that we must win this football match. And it's, I want to say unthinkable. I want to say unthinkable to even discuss what it looks like if we don't get a win today. Now, do you know what I'm actually going to do? Let's talk about the players, man. I'm actually going to talk about the players because in all the rage and all the anger, I will admit, I was more focused on the manager because of, you know, all the things he's been saying and this, that and the other. Them players against Grimsby were a total disgrace, bro. Absolute disgrace. And what they should be able to do today at 3 p.m. at Old Trafford in front of 75,000 fans and the millions, as The Rock says, around the world, yeah, they need to be flying out the gates. And I've seen the programme notes. Samuel Luck has put them up yesterday about, you know, the manager saying, you know, good afternoon, welcome to Old Trafford. You know, we welcome Scott Parker's Burnley, blah, blah, blah. Apologies, basically apologising about the last result against Grimsby and saying that we need to win football matches. I'm paraphrasing here. We need to win football matches. We need to show intensity from the start. Something along those lines, I think, if not word for word. We need to show intensity from the start. So these men have to turn up. Now, it's a different type of proposition against Burnley because, one, obviously they're a Premier League team, so you can get caught lacking off any Premier League team. The biggest lesson you can get in football is getting humbled in a cup game against League 2 opposition or non-league opposition, like what happened, you know, to us the other day on Wednesday night. But they are organised, Burnley, you know. They are organised. They will frustrate. They will sit in a low block. I don't think they will, you know, come at us. But if we play lethargically, if we play slow, if we, you know, if we don't put it in, if we think we can just turn up at Old Trafford and the crowd is going to be enough or the occasion's going to be enough to get to Burnley to just make them make mistakes, then we're wrong. We're wrong. Scott Parker will have a plan for us. They won't necessarily respect us. They'll want to keep ticking off the time and then get themselves into the game and they'll play where they can play. Do you know what I mean? So let's not beat around the bush here that this is going to be a formality. Let's get into the players. Andre Onana cannot start. Andre Onana should not be starting. And it's got to the point with Andre Onana that if the manager plays him, especially in the Premier League, you're just making a rod for your own back, bro. That's all you're doing. Like, I know the Bayern situation is not a whole ton better. If I'm being honest, they're both not the answer. But it's got to be made clear it can't be Andre Onana. It has to be. And I don't know, maybe that might be the last thing that forces a situation of maybe him leaving before the end of the window. There's only a few days left. We still haven't got Sonny Le Mans in. There's problems with selling Anthony. So what does that look like? Can we even get the funds? There's nothing on the midfielder. Don't get me started with that. So as it stands, it looks like we're only going to have 3 signings after finishing 15th, which isn't good. And all 3 of them are attackers, which we did need attackers, but there's no midfielder, no goalkeeper as it stands. But the message needs to keep being clear to Onana, especially while the window's open. So, and even about making a point, you also need to make the point that you don't get to have that type of performance against Grimsby fucking Town. Excuse my French just early in the morning. You don't get to have that type of performance against Grimsby Town and you get to play in the Premier League the very next week. You know what I mean? And actually, one thing Ruben has done is essentially dropped Onana. You know, like the first 2 games, he was fit to play. He was ready to go. First game, he wasn't even on the bench. Second game against Fulham, he was on the bench. So that should continue. There's no way that Andre Onana should be starting this game. That's point number 1. You have to set a precedence. In terms of the centre-backs, I expect Luke Shaw to come back in. I expect Lenny Yoro to come back in. I expect Delict to come back in. I think that's a formality. Unless someone's picked up some injuries that we don't know about. I'll be shocked if it isn't that. Dorgu will continue at left wing back, and right wing back is a toss-up. Obviously, Ahmad and Dallo. I'd probably go Ahmad again. Just they both haven't been good, let's be honest, but Ahmad's got more chance of doing something anytime soon. Midfield, Kobbie Mainoo ain't going to start, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless he drops one of the 10s and rests, well, he ain't going to drop Cunha. Maybe he might put Mbeumo to the bench. Again, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't necessarily do that, but he loves Mason Mount, so I don't know. Unless you're going to make a little change there and put Bruno one forward, Kobbie's not playing. Now, listen, Kobbie didn't tear up trees against Grimsby. Nobody did. Everybody was totally crap against Grimsby. But I think this is going to be, you know, what the theme is this season, because especially when he's competing for Bruno. And if the team starts clicking, which let's just be optimistic for a bit and say, listen, Cunha and Mbeumo and Sesko, they're going to get going soon, and you're going to find some form and score some goals, etc. If that happens, so the top end of the pitch is sorted, he's not really going to tamper with that too much. So that means Bruno is going to play a lot in the left 8. And, you know, the taste of that is going to be that, you know, Kobbie Mainoo's not going to start much games. So I can't bother to even go in with that again today and say, oh, it's terrible, why is he not starting? So, you know, we've seen the reports over last night, yesterday evening, that was saying, look, he's still reiterating his stance, even though Man United said no, almost like Kobbie's begging to get out on loan, which is rubbing some fans up the wrong way, saying stay and fight and all that. I think that's a load of rubbish. You've basically told the kid he has no pathway to play. It's not a fair fight. Bruno's not coming off the pitch. Bruno's not get taken off if he's playing crap, and Bruno's not going to not start football matches. So unless the manager is going to do something we haven't seen before since Bruno's actually got here, and take him off when he's playing poorly, or leave him on the bench for games, or move him into a different position and drop Cunha and Mbeumo, he ain't going to play, or he's going to play very, very, very limited minutes. So I'm not really involved in that, because I understand why Kobbie is angry. I even had a fan call up TalkSport say, you know, Kobbie Mainoo's attitude now is a problem. Now he's prima donna, all this rubbish. This is what starts to happen, because you show a little bit of ambition to want to go and play. Into the 10s, I think he probably still goes Cunha and Mbeumo. But hear what, guys? I don't think he starts Sesko. I think he goes with the same front three of Cunha and Mbeumo and Mount. So probably Cunha up front and Mount and Mbeumo in the 10s. I just got a feeling he will. I hope I'm wrong. But after he was really tired, it was his first 90 minutes, his tired legs to take a penalty, took it in the end. But, you know, I'm not sure. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not sure. So I think he'll probably go back to Cunha and Mbeumo and Mount, whatever that looks like. But now we do have to talk about, like, getting it done today. Like, it's a serious thing, people. Like, if we don't win today, I don't even know, like, even the people that are saying keep calm and keep with the process and, like, just chill and stuff, like, what do you say then? What do you say then? If in the first 4 games of the season you've got two losses, 1 draw against Fulham, and let's say we don't beat Burnley, whatever that looks like, whether that's, you know, a loss is just, let's not even go there, and a draw is still probably just as bad. What happens if you've played the first 4 games and you haven't won a game? Is it just go into the international break, get calm, you know, relax, back what's going on? But listen, I'm going to be a bit positive today in terms of, I think we'll go and get it done. I actually think they're going to show a reaction. We know what the unthinkables are. We know the things are that just cannot happen today. And they should surely know that. If they don't win this football match, and I mean they, the players, the manager's going to be under super, super pressure. Like, it's just, I don't even want to think about it. So they better just go and do their job. And that's what I'm going to predict for them to do. Smash a like on the video, people. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'll see you at the end of the game outside Old Trafford, hopefully with 3 points, the first 3 points in the bag against Burnley. Take care. Peace.